Hi, Angel.
Hi, Tony.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. We're not going to banter like we usually do and embarrass ourselves, but because we have a very important guest.
Yes.
And a guest that flew in today from LA and has to fly back out. So we're going to get going. We're going
Such an honor to have her.
Streamline. Our guest has created this film, Unbroken, the documentary. She's the creator, director. She's even stars in it. And how much do you love this movie?
Oh my God, it was so good. I feel like immediately I was trapped. Like usually, like we talked about with documentaries, it takes a minute to get into, and you're just like, okay, where's this going? Like, no, immediately you're like, you can watch a trailer or just see a clip, and even seeing the photo that is it's so powerful. That image itself is so powerful, and this documentary is so powerful, and everybody should watch it.
It really is. I mean, I watched it almost all the way. I almost finished it, and I was like, oh no, I got to watch this again with Angel. So we watched it and then reached out to her, and she was gracious enough to come in.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, this is the movie. It's called Unbroken, and it is unbelievable. And our guest today,
Beth Lane.
Beth Lane. Woo!
Hi, Beth. Hey, Beth. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and your busy schedule to come be here with us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
No, it's our honor. This is truly such a special film. And like I said, I really want everybody to see it.
I feel like everyone needs to see it. The world needs this movie right now. Your sweater too is so beautiful. What does it say? Does it say Unbroken?
My sweater does say Unbroken.
Oh my gosh.
This is really fun. So I have this brand partnership with this incredible company out of New York City called Lingua Franca, LINGUA FRANCA. And Rochelle Ruska has this company where she's embroidering slogans on sweaters, cashmere sweaters, cotton sweaters, and she is donating 20% of the proceeds for every single sweater that people order that say Unbroken or Would You Hide Me? And when you see the movie, you understand why Would You Hide Me is one of our slogans.
Amazing.
But she's donating it to my foundation, the Weber Family Arts Foundation, which is committed to combating anti-Semitism, bigotry, and hate of all kinds, but specifically through the arts across any medium, and specifically by sharing stories of hope.
Wow.
How beautiful. We need more humans like that, and like yourself. And speaking of Will You Hide Me, let's watch a trailer so we can get a little bit more of what you mean by that, because I think once we watch the trailer, we'll understand a little bit more what you mean. Can we roll that clip of the trailer, please? I'm getting goosebumps already.
We were put in the back of the Schmidt's truck because he had heard they were going to come for us. He took us in the middle of the night out to the farm. We were in a truck. All it was a tarp on the outside. I was terrified. Everybody was terrified.
And we were already registered to be shipped off to Auschwitz. She put us into danger by doing what she was doing.
He kept telling you not to do it because she said, you're going to get caught. I never thought they would tell me their story.
We were 7 Jewish children who came over here together.
But one fragment at a time, they give me something to hold on to.
Is bravery and courage something that can be learned, or are you born with it?
Wenn der Mut nicht herausgefordert wird, weiß man ja gar nicht davon.
There is so much
true.
evil in the world that is always overcome by so much goodness. And I think it is incumbent upon us to remember that the good always outweighs the evil.
I'm crying again.
So beautiful. And that's your mom at the end?
That mom.
And she's the youngest of the 7 siblings?
She is.
Oh my gosh. That quote is so perfect. And like we were talking about earlier, like so important right now. Like it's so, I was talking to my mom about that because sometimes my mom can be very cynical. She was also born in Germany and she's seen a lot of evil. And she will go to that idea of like, she'll say that to me, like there's just so many bad people out there. And I always have to remind her, but there's also good. And like this movie kind of proves that, right? Like what that person they were talking about did, like the ultimate, when we were watching it, or even in the movie, when you approach people and say, would you hide me today?
Yes.
Like how stunning of a question that is.
I mean, I will say that when I asked that question, it was theoretical. And I'm very sorry to say that today it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, how are we living in a society right now where people actually have to think about hiding
Yeah.
people that they love and care about?
Yeah. It's
Right.
awful.
It's unbelievable. And so I hope that Unbroken, which is streaming on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please,
That's
everybody,
so
go to
awesome.
Netflix. We are also on Apple, Amazon, Fandango, Google, and YouTube.
Oh my God,
Amazing.
I love it. All the things.
But really, it's, I mean, there is something about, we launched on Netflix last April 23rd, which is on Yom HaShoah, which is Israel's Holocaust Remembrance Day. And we picked that date because we knew that we would actually be able to really galvanize lots of people to get online, watch it all at the same time. And it was so incredibly successful. We ranked number 5 in top 10 movies in the U.S. on Netflix
Holy cow.
within 24 hours. Yes.
Amazing.
And we want to do it again. We
Do
want
it.
we want to do it again on January 27th is International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is the anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz.
Wow.
So January 27th, we want to get in there. We want everyone to please log on Netflix. Get all your friends to log on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
For sure.
let's spike again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to put a reminder in our phones.
We need stories of hope.
Yes,
course.
absolutely.
We need stories of hope right now. We can't live in this awful chaos of doom and gloom all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And
exhausting.
I think that I would love for more news programs, for Hollywood itself, for more artists who are putting content out there. Like, let's put content out there that inspires us to be the kinds of people that we actually want to be.
Right. Yeah. And
You know,
we need others to be.
Yes.
You know, it's a huge group effort, you know, like it really is. And it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. And I appreciate that there are so many different kinds of art in the world. You know, yes, I think horror films are the number one genre of films in
Yeah.
the world. And I know that true crime is trending and all that kind of stuff. And that's great. But let's get hope to trend.
Yeah.
Can we get hope? Can we
Amen.
get hope to trend,
Amen.
people?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Please.
So can you talk a little bit about like, I mean, being raised with this story in you, like just growing in you, I'm sure like listening to this your whole life, I'm assuming at some point you were like, this needs to be a documentary. And I'm sure you even talked to people about making it. Then at what point were you like, I can do this myself. I need to do this myself.
Oh, well, it wasn't that gradual, actually.
Okay.
I mean, thinking about the story has been a lifetime of you just kind of imagining different scenarios and questions. I was 6 years old when I learned that my mom was adopted, which is the same age that she was when she came to this country. And when I learned that she was adopted, I'm like, well, why? Didn't your mommy want you? You know, I
Yeah.
think when
Yeah.
you're 6.
Those are the
Sure.
questions
And
you ask, yeah.
exactly. And so she explained a little bit, not a lot of it. I was too young to learn about the Holocaust, but I did learn that she had 6 other siblings. But I was also told that I would never, ever meet them. So I think when you're 6 and someone tells you no, you want it more than
Yeah.
when they tell you yes.
Yeah.
And it was something always kind of in the back of my mind, thinking about it. My mom was so young when she came to this country that she really has very few memories. The 3 memories that she has are in the movie.
Right.
And they're animated, actually, because that was the best way for me to represent her memory as a woman in her 80s, sharing a story about when she was 3. How do we get into the kind of frame of mind of a 3-year-old?
Right.
And I really felt that the medium of animation was
was-
the
Oh, it was
best.
perfect.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
I
Like-
love
And her
our
cute little hair,
animators.
it was perfect.
Oh.
Her hair, her dress, it's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
She was 3 when she came over?
No, she was 6 when she
Oh, right.
came over, but she went into hiding when she was
Oh,
3.
right. Okay.
And she and her siblings were hidden for 2 years, 60 kilometers east of Berlin.
Right.
And their survival is extraordinary. And their survival is because of all the upstanders along the way
Yeah.
who enabled them to live
Yeah.
and survive and have food and shelter. And sure, they were still lice-ridden, feral children,
Yeah.
but they survived.
Yeah.
They
you
survived.
It's insane. The fact that all of them did.
Yeah.
And like they got to stay together for the most part.
They are the only family of 7 Jewish siblings known to have survived together and then emigrated to America together. So much so that the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. has a photograph of them
Wow.
in the last gallery of the permanent exhibition.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. They are the only family.
That is the thing. I mean, the movie has so many layers. Like it's so many things, and it is gripping. I think there was a quote from Israel Times or something that says
Yes,
gripping. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a perfect word, because there's moments, because from the poster there's 7 of them, and because the horrors and the history of that whole time, you're like, oh no, you fall in love with every one of these characters, and I just got goosebumps thinking about it. But I'm like, oh, who's not going to make it?
Yeah,
You start
who are
getting
we-
really
who are we
sad.
losing, and you're like, I don't want to lose any of them.
I
like,
know,
along the way.
and
I
you're
don't wanna
on
know about it.
you're on this journey during the movie, and my gosh, like it's so gripping. And there's even parts in the movie, which is brilliant, where I think even one of their parents said to them, like, "What are you doing alive? Like you're supposed to be dead." Like, and you feel that, and that, oh my God, that scene too, that animation with the bicycle.
Oh, the bicycle.
Oh my
Ruth on
fucking
bike.
God.
Ruth on bike. Ruth.
Ruth on bike.
I think also we should have sweaters that say Aunt Ruth.
Ruth.
Definitely.
How many times that we were like, I want to hug her so bad.
And she just like had us cracking up, like her. There. Okay. Aside from how they're all just able to talk about it and still be so positive, like have such a positive outlook on life, is one is insane. And I feel like most people wouldn't. They
Right.
would be more cynical, like your mom, and be like, like no, but like for them to just be like, yeah, let's talk about it. Like this just it was what it was, and they're okay to talk about it. I personally have a hard time, and I know it's not true, but because it was such a long time ago, and I'm not related or associated with anybody that was involved in the Holocaust, I have a hard time thinking about it being real.
Yes.
It
Yes.
seems unreal. Yeah.
So to be 1 degree from that, it must be insane.
I have to say, I'm a very, very spiritual person. I'm Jewish. I can't call myself terribly religious, but I do light candles every Friday night.
Yeah,
I
that's awesome.
do like being with community, and I like celebrating all the holidays. And I feel that my philosophy in life is all steeped and rooted in the tenets of Judaism. But I also think that any decent human being who is a law-abiding citizen, who cares about community, who cares about ethics and civics, they are, it's all the same community. We all have the same philosophy about do the right thing.
the right- just
Treat
be
other
nice.
people the same way that you want to be treated.
The golden rule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We seem to have lost our moral compass.
Yeah.
In service of what?
Good question.
I don't know. Is it really only in service of money? Is it in the service of power? Like, what is it in service of? Why can't we let other people pray the way they want to pray,
Sure.
or marry who they want to marry,
Yeah.
or work in whatever field they want to work in? Like, it's really, I think this 1 degree of separation that you're talking about is something that, as a child of a Holocaust survivor, we're called 2Gs, second generation.
Okay.
And now a lot of the 3G community is coming out. That's third generation. So people who have grandparents that are Holocaust survivors, of course, now my children are 3G. But I feel that it became incumbent upon me to walk into the story to do exactly what you're saying. Yes, this did happen. It was real.
Yeah.
It's happening now again. I mean, I can't take my dog tag off from October 7th. We still have 1 more hostage whose remains have not been returned to their family for sacred burial. So I will take this off when that body is returned to that family. There's just no point in bloodshed of any kind.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not political. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with being a humanitarian.
Right.
One question that people have asked my mother many times is, when thinking about the Holocaust, people ask her, well, where was God? Where do you think God was during that time? And her response is, God? We're not talking about God here. We're talking about human beings.
Humans, yeah.
Where was humanity?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that we do understand what happened in history, that these were educated, wealthy people who created the infrastructure of concentration camps, of death marches, of labor camps.
Yeah.
This was a systematic annihilation of a people. It did exist.
Yeah.
Like, to actually deny it lets me understand that that person is not connected to their own source. They're just not connected to being present in the universe today. They're living in some other space that's not based in reality.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, when I used to think of it the same, when I would think back in those times, I was always be like, how did people stand by? How did he get into power? How did it didn't make sense to me. Like and then these days I'm like, oh, it's manipulation, and it's like, it's charm, and it's all the same things, you know, that you're just like disillusioned and all these things. And it's a scary thing to watch other humans stand by and not take action and not stand up or be too afraid to stand up, or, you know, and those are the parallels that I'm seeing now.
Absolutely. We have so many bystanders right now. And I'm just so proud of when I see on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, when I see young people like you guys in the parking lot of a Costco or a, you know, any of the, like, what's it called? Home Depot or whatever. And they're running with their coffee in their yoga pants, seeing ICE trying to throw people, kidnap people, disappear people, masked vigilantes who are getting paid bounties. And these women, young women, are running over and scaring off these ICE agents.
That's amazing.
It's phenomenal. And so that is the true definition of an upstander.
Yeah.
Not being a bystander.
Right.
Not standing by and just watching something horrible happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are all in a moment right now where no one can afford to be a bystander.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know, these are human lives. This is somebody's child.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're 50 or 60 years old. That's someone's child.
Yeah.
That's someone's father, brother, mother, sister, cousin,
Yeah.
your neighbor,
Yeah, your
your
neighbor, your
tailor,
friend,
your
yeah.
grocer. Like, you know, I will never understand evil. It does exist, and so what can we do about it? We can tell stories of hope. We can remind each other that we are
Yes.
all capable
Sure.
of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We all have the muscle of empathy and compassion. And so how do we practice those muscles? And I think a piece of art, a piece of cinema, sitting down and watching a movie, that's an opportunity to practice your own muscles of empathy and compassion.
Absolutely.
definitely.
I was thinking the same thing when you said that, like art, how important art is, how important artists that create films that resonate and that like start a fire and like and people. I mean, look what happened with us. Like it affected us, and then like now it's going to affect Casey, and it's going to kind of continue on. And it's what you're doing, and it's what all artists should be doing. Good artists do that. You know, like it's not just about making a movie that's like sells money or makes money. It's about, you know, changing things for the better. Because we're not going to be here forever. You know, and
That's right.
I just turned 50, and like that's becoming more and more of an important thing for me. Is like, what am I doing to leave like behind? Like what effect can we make? But when I was younger, you know, I wasn't thinking that way. So like these artists like yourself that are doing that, it's so important. Can we talk about some of your aunts?
Sure.
How do we hug Ruth? Like,
Aunt Ruth.
Aunt Ruth.
I mean,
is she
if
huggable?
she had any idea what the response has been. I mean, we've had...
Is Ruth not with us anymore?
She's not.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
No.
She's not with us anymore. So Aunt Ruth shifted from this mortal plane into a spiritual plane 2 years ago.
Oh.
Or is it a year and a half ago? Actually, a year and a half ago.
Oh, so she didn't get to see any of it?
No, she did.
Oh,
she
good.
did. She saw a very early rough cut.
Okay.
And it was before we put animation in, so she never saw Ruth on bike.
Oh.
And it's before we added all of our original compositions, which are also recorded by instrumentalists.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we went in the studio, we hired violinists and clarinetists,
Wow.
and yeah, we really did it. I wanted the sounds and the timbres and the tones of the music to be what you would hear in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, crazy. That's so brilliant.
I mean, not only is it brilliant, it's brilliantly done. You know, a lot of people don't realize this, but like a brilliant sound designer, a brilliant costume designer, brilliant set designers, you don't notice those things because you feel it as a whole.
Yes.
And like the music in this is that, where it just
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, it puts you there.
So
for
Jonathan
sure.
Snipes, I adore him so much. He's our composer, and he also, this is a really fun fact, he's with a band called Clipping, which is with David Diggs. And
Oh, I love him.
yeah. And so when you understand where Jonathan comes from, because composing for us is something that, what a privilege, what an honor to have a brain like that that can actually make like a tiny desk, performance with clipping and then come over and create the heartfelt sounds and things that carry us from one scene to the next. I think it was so much fun working with him, and I hope we get another chance to work on a project together.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, yeah, the music. I'm telling you, like, it fires on all levels. This film, it is so good. Does your mom get to go out on any of the press stuff with you?
She
and
does.
She
does.
So cool.
I mean, she's very selective at this point. The last time she came out with me was last January on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We were guests of the United Nations.
Oh wow!
In New York City.
Holy cow!
And she was given the honor of lighting the memorial candle for the General Assembly.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, holy cow.
And that is something that I had never even imagined for her. So that when we received that invitation, I was like, oh my gosh, you're talking about legacy? Like, I knew that making the movie, of course, would be a gift to her, to my children, to the family. But to actually give her the gift of being the person in the General Assembly to light a candle that was quite literally saying, Hitler, I'm here.
Yeah.
I am here doing this right now at the United Nations. And that was something that I didn't even foresee and feel probably my most proud accomplishment in terms of being able to give that to my mom.
Yeah, how special.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
That's the last time she came out with this. Now, she promises that, so we're campaigning for the Academy Awards, right?
Awesome.
And I know, it's very exciting. And so we have one more screening on Sunday in Ojai, Ojai, California, where I live. And we have a great screening all set up at the Ojai Playhouse. Michaela Watkins is coming to moderate the Q&A.
Cool.
And so I asked Mom, like, come on. She's like, no. And then
and she's in Chicago still.
she's in Chicago. And so she said, when you get the Academy Award nomination, we'll go to the Academy Awards together. So we have to do this for Mom.
When
It's
that
gonna happen.
it is going to happen.
It's going to happen. She's going to be on that red carpet, baby. Let me tell you.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be
oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We're going for it. We're rooting for it.
It's going to happen. I mean, it has to happen. Our mutual friend I reached out to while I was in the middle of the movie, I was like, is this up for all the awards? Because like, how is it not? Like, it just is what the Academy Awards like should want.
I mean, it's word of mouth, you guys.
Yeah.
That's why it's such an honor to be on your show. Honestly, I don't have the funding to run these campaigns the way
Right.
that the studios run campaigns.
Right.
And it is a money game. Like, let's be real.
Sure.
It's Hollywood. It's money. It's like, who's got the biggest checkbook? Who can get the most ads out there? There's a lot of that. But there is something about defying the odds. Just the fact that I'm a first-time filmaker.
That is unreal.
Just the fact that I finished the movie, that's a milestone.
When people that are listening to this need to take note of what you just said, because when I was told that by our mutual friend, that was your first film time, and I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, there's no way. It's not just because like it's beautifully told, but like all of the elements, like it's unreal. Like what you've done. I mean, I think too, like on top of all the important stuff, it's also inspiring to other people that think, I wonder if I can be a filmmaker. Like, yes, you can.
I mean, there definitely comes a point in your life when you just don't care anymore about doing things perfectly.
Yeah.
Or you're not caring about the ramifications. If it doesn't go well, how does that affect my career and like all those things? Like, it was just something that when I decided to make the movie, it was truly this mic drop moment where I was in Germany with my mom. We went back to her place of rescue, the farmland, to see it for it was her first time back in
What
72
year
years. That was in 2017.
Okay.
And the town historians invited us, and they had a surprise for us. they invited a descendant of Arthur Schmidt
Oh my
to come and meet us.
And that's the man who hid them.
Well,
Schmidt.
Arthur Schmidt and his
Yes.
second wife, Paula Schmidt.
Yes, just for people listening that understand that, like,
Yes.
that's how big, yeah.
They hid my mom and her siblings for 2 years on their fruit orchard in a laundry hut. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, it was like 12 by 12. Like it was
Yes.
so small.
Yes. And they were literally the hidden children that you hear when you hear about hidden children in the Holocaust. Yes, that's mom and her siblings. And so the town historians who were helping my uncle Alphonse gather all of the source material to make an application to Yad Vashem, which is the World Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem.
That's cool.
But you can have your names inscribed on the granite walls if you are a righteous Gentile. So to prove that someone's a righteous Gentile, somebody who protected and saved Jews during the Holocaust, it's a very arduous application process.
I bet.
So my uncle was working with these town historians of the town of Voreen, and they got the application together. They applied, and I was going to go back to Germany to see it all through my uncle's eyes. We had a month planned, a year planned, and then he died.
Oh no.
So I never got to go on the trip with him. I think in many ways this movie is my trip with him.
Oh, I love that.
For sure.
And when Mom and I went, the town historians had a surprise for us, and they invited a descendant of Arthur Schmidt to come and meet us. That was the mic drop moment. That was literally, I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I'm like, where's the film crew? This is crazy.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Happily, I was enrolled already as a Master of Fine Arts student in theater at UCLA. I thought I wanted to teach Shakespeare. Like, my kids were off to college. What am I going to do next? I've been an actress my whole life, but what's next? And I came running back to campus and I started pounding on the documentary professor's doors. And I was like, I have to make a movie. I don't know how to make a movie. What am I going to do?
Right now.
No. And especially because the ceremony at Yad Vashem was going to happen like 6 months later.
Oh.
So I had to shoot it.
Yeah.
That was our first day of principal photography. And I was not in charge of that shoot. Yad Vashem was in charge of that shoot.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was either going to catch it or I wasn't.
Yeah.
So we caught it.
Yeah.
And it's right there at the end of the movie.
So powerful.
wow.
Such
You
a
know?
beautiful moment for that guy. I mean, like, holy shit.
Oh, man.
And he never, when you interview him and he talks about like how proud or like, imagine like just knowing that was that's in your lineage.
I think, we talk a lot about intergenerational transfer of trauma. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's in our DNA. When you are a child of somebody who has experienced horrible, terrible trauma, it is just part of who you are,
Right.
whether you understand it logically or cerebrally or not.
Right.
But there's also intergenerational transfer of hope and courage and bravery. And I do often wonder sometimes, like, where did I get the chutzpah to do this? Where? Probably from Aunt Ruth.
I was going to say,
I was going to say that too. Like chutzpah, it always pops into my head when I see her. I'm like, chutzpah is the perfect.
Chutzpah,
Yeah.
moxie,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yes.
Who
oh my
knows?
God, I love it.
I mean, I love being here in your home, you guys. I was downstairs and I saw right outside the restroom, there's this fabulous poster that you have of Liza Minnelli in Cabaret. Talk about chutzpah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I do. I have this dream. I want to manifest this. I have this dream that let's get this Oscar nomination. Let's win this Oscar.
Yes.
Could I be presented with an Oscar from Liza Minnelli
Oh my
and Joel
God.
Gray? Like, what do you think?
oh my God, that would be
Could that happen?
amazing. Yes, it is.
Holy
it can.
cow.
It could happen.
I can't wait to be on this show talking about that happened.
Yeah, you have to come back. When it happens, you have to come back.
Yeah, when it
and be
happens,
like,
come back.
well, guys, we did it.
Bring the Oscar back with you, please, because I want to see it sitting on the table.
And you want to talk about like, you're like, oh, well, let me just defy the odds because
Yes.
that is what this would be doing, like you said, and you should, because that's what the story is defying the odds of all
Survival.
of them making it out together
Yes.
it's like not, you'd be like, no, that wouldn't be what my bet would be on.
And we do have this opportunity in this moment to defy the odds. And why does it matter? Why do these campaigns matter? honestly, I think for me, it matters because it's a piece of social activism. It has nothing to do with my career. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with the things that we often think about in terms of box office or stuff like that.
Sure.
No. This is a moment, and if I'm repeating myself, forgive me, but sadly, we become more relevant each and every day.
Yeah.
When Mom and I were in Germany in 2017, we came home, and 3 weeks later, Charlottesville happened. So the idea to make the movie happened before the world kind of went, like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was
That
wondering about that. It kind of like the timing of it was.
Our world premiere was at the Heartland International Film Festival on October 8th, 2023, 24 hours after the most horrific annihilation of the Jewish people since the Holocaust happened in Israel at the Nova Festival and
Holy
all
cow.
around. So the timing of these things, we say in Yiddish, it's beshert. It's synchronicity. And those things, you can't ignore those things.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
There is no coincidences.
It's real.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
absolutely real. And I think that we all, if we just open our eyes to the synchronicities around us, if we invite them in and know that they're there, we will find them.
Yeah.
We will find them.
Yeah.
You know, they do exist. They're here. They're in the ethers. And it's not really woo-woo.
Yeah.
It just is part of our reality that oftentimes we're shut off from. We're closed to. You know, right now I'm kind of in this big coffee kick. I'm drinking a lot of coffee. But my New Year's resolution for myself is weaning off of coffee, and I do this probably every year, and to really have a very spiritual practice in the morning of pouring a pot of tea. Sitting for an hour before turning my phone on, before anything, and just sitting with a pot, not a mug of tea, a pot of tea. And then when I'm finished with the tea, and I get to live in a place where there are beautiful mountains and just all those things, whether it's journaling or meditating or just sipping tea.
Yeah.
We can connect to all the things in our lives that really are the fabric of what helps us understand who our community is. So we're connecting to ourselves. We're connecting to our own source.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really important and hard to do these days because I also went through, well, every now and then I'm always like, I want to start drinking tea because I when I have it, I love it. And then I just don't ever think to do it until I'm sick. And then I have a cup of tea. And then I'm like, why don't I do this more? I love it so much. It's so relaxed. My mom has a cup of tea, hot tea every night.
Isn't that
before she goes to bed.
beautiful?
Yeah. And I'm like, I thought about that too. And I read things. It's like, you know, you shouldn't be on your phone first thing in the morning. Like let yourself get up and like don't put that into your head and into your life immediately. Like be with yourself, connect with yourself, tell yourself it's going to be a good day, meditate, journal, pray, whatever you do that before you dig into anything else.
And find your local tea shop. You know, mine in Ojai, it's called Magic Hour. And they have a amazing mail order service. But everyone has a local tea shop somewhere in their community. Support local tea.
Yeah, support local tea.
Definitely.
You know what was fun back to the movie is that I loved going on the journey with you back to Germany too. Like, how was that? Like,
that was that was Mr. Toad's wild ride.
yeah, I bet. Now, how many of you were there? Or was it just you and a cameraman?
I brought two crew members over from America. I brought sound and camera with me over from Chicago, Nick and Olivia. And my husband did come with me, thank goodness, at least for the first week. I think he stayed for the first week and I stayed for 3 weeks. And then we hired a local fixer, kind of line producer, and we also hired a local translator.
That was the younger girl that was
Yes.
with you. Okay, because
Yes.
when I first saw her, I was like, oh, maybe that's her daughter. Maybe they did a mother-daughter trip, and then she started speaking. And I was like, oh, no, it's the translator.
Yeah. And so that was our crew. And then I had a line producer back in LA who was helping out with stuff. And then we also had, I mean, again, this is synchronicity. We were in Voreen at the hotel, just getting all of our stuff organized to go film at the farm. And this woman at the hotel said, oh, what are you doing? And I explained to her, and she said, well, my son is not Jewish, but he's getting his PhD in Jewish studies and the Holocaust.
Wow.
And he's doing research. Could I introduce him to you?
Oh my God, how cool.
So not only did she introduce him to me, but we wound up filming with him. You know, when we went back to Berlin a couple days later, I reached out to him right away. He became one of our archivists and one of our
Wow.
researchers. And he helped me really, really understand that whole sequence in Oranienburg where you see Alexander, my birth grandfather, is deported to Oranienburg, and all those documents and papers. He's the one who helped me make sense of them.
Wow.
I gotta say, there's parts in documentaries where I question that they're real, and that was one. I'm like, is this true that there's these documents
Yes.
that exist? Like, there's a
Yes.
building somewhere that
Yes.
it's stunning. And like, sorry to cut you off.
No,
but,
not
like,
at all. You know, and then also when we are filming in Centrum Judaicum, that's when I'm actually in the archives,
Yeah.
touching papers that my grandfather touched.
that picture.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my gosh.
The original picture.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time you actually got emotional
I
in
mean,
the film. You were like,
You
I
felt
just
it.
Never, yeah.
Well, it's, I think so much with filmmaking is there are so many times when I'm just like bursting into tears nonstop.
Oh my gosh.
But as a filmmaker, you decide to choose when
Which one you show.
which one you're going to
Oh
show.
my
Yeah.
gosh, there would be no choosing for me. It would literally just be a whole movie of crying.
Yeah, I
because
would have to
I'm
carry
such an
her through
emotional
Germany.
being.
But I think as a filmmaker, it's really important to allow the audience
Yeah.
to be the ones to have a response, to have the behavior.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm doing it for you all the time,
Right.
then you're not experiencing it for yourself.
Sure.
So, but when you take someone to the brink,
Yeah.
Oh, you took us there several times.
Oh yeah.
We were there.
Oh
It's
yeah.
insane. Yeah,
For
see,
sure.
Having an original document like that, like my great grandparents' names are on Ellis Island, and I think that's cool, and that's not even that cool compared to this. So I can't even imagine seeing like a original document, like you said, that your grandfather had signed, and like how crazy special, and the fact that these still exist. Like you would think that they would just be burned somewhere because like why do we need them?
I mean, so much is lost. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
So much is lost. And I also think that in this digital age, one of the things that I'm very concerned about is that museums are digitizing things, archiving them, and then who knows what they're doing with the actual original source documents.
Yeah, which is so sad.
I know. And yet, I don't know the answer to that. I just hope that they are protecting and saving all of these original source documents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we live in a digital age, and it makes things more accessible, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
But
it's bittersweet.
it is bittersweet. It's
For sure.
bittersweet. Yeah, yeah.
There's times in the movie. How old is your mom now?
She's 86. She just
86.
turned 86.
Right.
Wow, happy birthday to her.
Yes.
Yeah,
Happy
seriously.
birthday, Mommy.
My mom is 87 and she was born in Nuremberg during the war.
She was born in Nuremberg.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen Nuremberg, oh my gosh, Rami Malek
Oh,
and Russell
yeah.
Crowe.
Is it amazing?
Woo! Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's exceptional.
Okay.
I was
I'm
with those two.
I'm excited to see it for sure.
yeah.
But in your film, when there's there's so much amazing footage that happens, I found myself once in a while forgetting that, oh, my mom might be somewhere. Because my mom was in the circus. She was sold to the circus, and she would perform on the streets for like extra cash or even cigarette butts or whatever for. And I was like, I wonder. Watching your film, I was like, wonder like. How crazy would that be to see my mom in the background somewhere?
She's in the background doing a handstand.
Yeah.
There's a film out right now also called 999 The Forgotten Girls. And it is a very different movie from mine. It is a documentary. It is a very difficult watch. Necessary, especially because we must understand and know that, yes, this did happen. These things did happen. They had access to archival footage that is not in public archives.
Wow.
And I have to tell you, I sat on the edge of my seat petrified
Oh no.
that in any frame, because I've seen a lot of archival footage,
bet.
okay? I was petrified that at any moment in any frame, I would see my grandmother walking through
Yeah.
Auschwitz in one of those
Wow.
photos. And, it's extraordinary what I think other artists are doing to bring stories to light.
Yeah.
So that we can understand what our responsibilities are as human beings to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so yeah, seeing that kind of stuff is hard. But that's the point, right? I've said this before. Like it's like Emmett Till's mom being like, "No, we're gonna have an open casket because I want people to see what they did to my son." Like seeing footage from the Holocaust, I feel that way a lot of times. Where I'm like, when you see these people and like what they went through, you want to turn away, but then you're like, that's not fair to them to turn away, right? Like that's like, we need to understand that that's
real.
possible and it could happen again and all that stuff. And we need like, that pain needs to affect us in a way of like, so.
Well, I think the more we learn from the past, the more that we can really talk to each other, just as human beings, whether we agree with each other or not. We have to listen.
Yeah.
We have to listen to each other and take a moment to hear someone else's point of view. Civics aren't being taught in our schools right now. And so I was really honored. A couple of weeks ago, I was invited by the Chamber of Commerce's National Civics Bee to come and attend their Civics Bee in Washington, D.C.
Wow. You've done so much cool stuff. Holy cow.
It's been really amazing. And I just came off of a 3-week 6-city tour. So I was in New York City doing a whole bunch of things and took the train down to DC for the National Civics Bee.
How cool.
Which is seeing these students, these middle schoolers, not a spelling bee, a civics bee, answer all these questions that what was really fun is they pose the questions on a big screen and the audience gets to answer on your phone. And I was like, wow, I should know the answer to this one. And of course, I'm wrong. And the students know the answer. I'm like, good. So if we can bring civics back into the classroom vis-a-vis a movie so that it's something that's approachable and accessible to the students and to educators. Educators are looking for tools
Sure.
to be able to impart kind of what does it mean to be a good citizen in the world today? How do you stop bullying? How do you stand up for your friend or your neighbor who's being maligned? And if we can bring these stories into the classroom in a way that feels accessible, I think that for me is the goal. And to really focus on the hope. It's about focusing on the hope. It's about focusing on a better future. Yes, we need to study the past, but at least for me, my work is about remembering what it's like to feel like an upstander, remembering where do I feel that in my body?
Yeah.
You know, we all live in this place of fear. And I think so much of that comes from all of the content that we're absorbing and getting bombarded with on not just a daily basis, but an hourly, minute by minute basis. We have to actively work against that.
Yeah.
We
It's
have to
hard.
seek out stories of hope and seek out stories of people who are using their own creative, opportunities to walk into courageous situations and brave situations, because you always feel so much better when you do something for somebody else.
Absolutely.
100%.
Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking while you were saying that. It's like, it feels good. It just feels good. What do your kids think about all of this?
I mean,
How old are they?
I have a 31-year-old and
What?
two 29-year-olds.
31?
Yes, yes.
Are they twins?
Yes.
How fun.
I
Holy
know.
cow.
I had Jewish triplets. I had 3 kids in less than 2 years.
Wow.
Triplets, I love that.
Here I was thinking that you had teenagers.
Yeah, me too.
no.
Like, they must be like 17,
Your kids
18.
must be.
So it's so funny. My kids are at the end of the movie when we're doing the Post-it notes.
Oh,
scene.
yes.
And you can kind of, because I know them as well as I do, they have a little attitude in the scene. They did not want to be filmed that day. They honestly were like, what is mom doing now? She thinks she's a filmmaker now. Because, they knew that I'd never made a movie before. And they just honestly, I think, thought, what is she doing?
I love the honesty of kids.
Oh, definitely. And now that we've come this far, I mean, it was Giving Tuesday on Tuesday, and we're trying so hard to raise money for our campaign, for all of our companion curriculum, for all of our educational rollout that's happening on January 27th. So please donate to the Weber Family Arts Foundation. All we're asking for is $18. That's it. We're just asking for $18. But one of my children donated money to our Giving Tuesday campaign. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Amazing.
That's so sweet.
I think they get it now.
They get it.
Yeah.
They absolutely. I think they're proud of their mommy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure
I think they get
are.
it now.
That definitely comes with age, because when you're a teenager, you're kind of just like you said, side-eyeing everything. Like, what is happening?
Sure.
Cue the eye roll. You're just like, what's happening?
It's also about what you want when you're that age, not
Yeah.
about what other people need and want.
Yeah.
Well, and maturing is seeing how important this is. And when you're younger, you probably don't understand the magnitude to how important the story is.
Yeah.
And now that they're older, they probably get it. Do they have children?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Soon. It'll
I'm
happen
waiting.
soon.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah,
Where's
they're
my
gonna know
grandbaby?
even more so when
They
they
will.
have children.
You know, we all walk into our own stories in the right time sequence.
So true.
I learned my mom was adopted when I was 6. I explored writing about my birth grandmother Lena's story in my 20s and 30s. Nothing ever really felt like it was for other people. It felt very self-therapeutic. And then I tried writing about it again, and it just wasn't really, I don't know, it just didn't feel like the right thing until I walked in at this point. So we all come to our own stories when there's something, I think, spiritually divine for each of us.
Yeah.
And the universe is just saying, now.
Yeah, it's all aligned. This is it.
Right.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
And so doors just kept flying open for us. Flying open, flying
so
open. flying.
awesome.
Our first day in Germany, we thought our first day in Germany was going to be reconnaissance, just location scouting.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on Max Beer Strasse, which is formerly Grenadier Strasse. We walk back into that courtyard. I see those kids. We were not supposed to be shooting that day.
Wow.
And I turned to the cameraman and the sound and I said,
Start rolling.
roll, just roll. And so that was scene 1 that we shot that day. And we wound up shooting 12 locations on the very
Oh my
first day.
gosh.
Wow.
Yes. The 12th location was in the Catholic Church.
Oh,
Whoa.
the first day?
Yes.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
even was it with the nun?
No, that was down in Indersdorf.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a crazy story about how doors just open. So at Yad Vashem, there was a ton of press when we had that ceremony. I mean, crawling all over the place. And I remember turning to Irina Steinfeld, who was the director of the Gardens of the Righteous. And I said, the gardens have been here for 27 years now. Like, do you always have this much press?
Yeah.
And she said, no, we don't. And I said, well, why do you think they all came out for this particular ceremony? She said, because it's a German story. And Arthur and Paula Schmidt are the 600th names on the granite walls from Germany. They do the granite walls by country. Well, 600 out of 27,000 names is a very small number.
Yeah.
And I have some theories around why there aren't more German names on the walls. I think probably because so many of the people who were harboring and hiding Jewish people were murdered. They were executed when they were caught. Because I know that there had to be more upstanders, but that's just a whole other conversation. But when we were I totally lost my train of thought. Where was I going? I was
All the
going
press.
somewhere. There was tons. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you asked about Indersdorf, the nun. So the press comes out in the papers, and I get an email, a random email from somebody who said that she read a newspaper clipping in Germany about the ceremony at Yad Vashem. And oh, by the way, is it possible that the people that she wrote about in her published book, could this be the Weber family? She didn't have a name, but she lists the characteristics of the 7 siblings and their ages in the book.
Stop.
It is my family. And so that's how we found that location.
Oh.
So her name was this wonderful historian, Anna Andlauer. She invited us to come to Indersdorf, and of course we did. And that's how we wound up shooting there. And she arranged for us to meet the nun, and Sister Borromea was not there when my mom was there, but she was a very young nun when she came to the cloister, and she had worked with all the older nuns who did take care of my mom and her family.
Right.
So like these synchronicities are what I'm talking
It's
about.
like you can't write that.
You can't.
Yeah.
You absolutely can't. Okay, so here's another crazy one. You ready for
Yeah,
this?
I love these
my
stories. These
gosh,
stories
this
are
one's
amazing.
So cool. So this is not in the film, but this is why I would like to actually have a museum exhibit. I would love some corporate sponsor to come in and say, we will sponsor a museum exhibit that's a roaming exhibit to go around the world. Okay, so here it is. So Stolpersteine are brass bricks that this incredible artist, Gunter Demnig, has placed all throughout Europe. And they're these, Stolpersteine means a stumbling block. And they go into the ground with the name of a persecuted person and their birth date and last date seen before either deported or executed. And they place these in the last known location of the persecuted, yes. And so if you actually look for these all over Europe, whoops, that's probably,
scared me.
oh, sorry, I think that's my phone. You will find them all over. So I decided to make an application to have my family honored with Stolpersteine.
How cool.
So we had 9 of them laid, one for Lena, one for Alexander, and then they allowed us to also do all 7 of the siblings.
Wow.
So again, press came out. It was a beautiful ceremony, and some amateur archivist reads it in the paper that night, emails me the next day, and he says, I'm an amateur archivist. By any chance, is this photograph your family? There is a photograph that I have that will not be released to the public until we have a museum exhibit.
Wow.
Can we see it? Can we have an exclusive?
It is the most extraordinary photo. It is after liberation.
Oh my God, I
It is
can't
a-
stop smiling.
It
It's
is
so
a
cool.
black and white photo of all of them up in the attic of the 1-bedroom apartment that
Stop
they are
it.
living in after liberation, before they leave Berlin to then cross out of the Russian zone into the American zone to then get down to Indersdorf, then up to Bremerhaven. Like, it's
You
a-
have
it's-
that image?
It is a slice of life. It is an apple pie image of them getting dressed in the morning. It is the most extraordinary photograph. Those are the doors that have been flying open.
Wow.
When did you get that photo?
This very nice man emailed this to me, gosh, in September 2023. So I'm sitting on this photo.
Oh my God.
How did you
I
not-
bet you're like, ugh.
How hard was it to not put it in the movie?
Well, the movie was finished.
so
The movie was finished.
Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't put it in the movie.
I was gonna say.
No, but that's amazing.
Yeah, holy cow.
We couldn't. And so it has its own life now.
Yeah.
It is archival research as a form of activism.
Ugh.
That's what it is.
That's amazing.
And so, yes, please, let's make a museum exhibit.
Yeah.
my gosh,
Oh my God. I
yeah.
see it like blown up too, like a giant like thing on the
for
wall. Like,
sure.
holy cow.
Absolutely.
How beautiful.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It seems like the doors open thing is such a good
Yeah.
analogy because
Yeah.
like, holy cow.
You're
This-
right. The synchronicities are like unmatched.
Aren't they crazy?
It's insane. It's so awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so deserving.
Oh, well, I think, yes, they have been through so much. My family has been through so much. And if this moment in the journey of Unbroken can give them a modicum of healing, if it can give anybody who's going through a hard time a modicum of hope,
Yeah.
then I will feel like my work has been successful.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
Of
know.
course. Yeah. Well, your grandmother's name was Lena?
Lena.
Lena.
L-I-N-A.
And your grandfather?
Alexander.
Alexander, right. That's where your uncle was named after. And he was Jewish and she was
so my grandfather, Alexander, was a Catholic man who was traveling with the company. The family business was selling parasols and walking sticks. And he had traveled from Paderborn, Germany, down to Budapest and was selling his wares. And he spied my grandmother, Lena, at the well and fell in love with her immediately. Well, she's the daughter of a chazan, which is an Orthodox cantor. So he says, well, I want to marry your daughter. You know, this is the olden days, right?
Yeah.
When you get married like within 24 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the father and mother said, well, then you have to convert to Judaism.
to him.
To him.
Right. But there was a gypsy element in there, right? Wasn't there like a Roma?
Well, so later on, after they were married and after they had been denounced actually by Alexander's family, that he brought his Jewish bride back to Paderborn to meet his family, and they denounced them. Wow. They wouldn't have anything to do with them.
Wow.
So then they moved to a town called Dortmund. He was not able to get gainful employment in Dortmund, so then they moved to Berlin. And then in Berlin, and so that was 1927 through 1929. They get to Berlin, and by 1933, Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, And at that time, that's when Alexander was arrested and deported to Oranienburg, which is one of the first concentration camps ever developed in Germany. The Roma Sinti element that you're talking about is my birth grandmother, Lena, talk about chutzpah, talk about moxie, this 4'9" woman.
Wow.
Yes, had more chutzpah and moxie, like in the little pinky cell of my pinky finger, because she was doing the most extraordinary things. She was helping Roma and Sinti and any other persecuted people get visas and passports to help them get out of Germany.
Right.
Why she wasn't doing that for herself and her own children and her own family, well, that's the $1 million question.
Sure.
Crazy. Maybe she thought that they were safe, for lack of better words.
I think, I have no idea. There's no way she could have thought that.
Yeah.
Because her husband had already been through the most horrific experience in a concentration camp
Right.
for 11 months. But she just felt it was, Ruth says it in the movie, you help others, you help yourself.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out for her.
Right.
But that's how she could look at herself in the mirror the next day.
Yeah.
What
She was
year?
Like, I'm doing the right thing.
What year was it? Like 1938, when they passed the law where Jews couldn't marry Aryans? Like,
Well, I mean, the Nuremberg laws, gosh, I should have all the dates in my head right now, and I don't. But the Nuremberg laws,
I think it was around 38 because that's when my mom was born.
yes. And, well, 38 is when the pogrom broken, the Night of Broken Glass,
Yeah.
Kristallnacht, took place. So the Nuremberg laws came out before then. And it's something that when I take a look at how right now in this moment, we all have to get engaged with politics on the local level, on the local level. Just start in your own communities and really make sure that the laws that are being passed in your own community, even before you get to the national level, but in your own community, is it serving your community and is it serving everyone in your community, not just a section of your community? Like, how is this serving everyone?
Yeah.
And so when you see this slow unraveling of laws, and I'm very concerned about what's happening in our country today, that this is when we have to get involved. This is when we have to really open up our eyes. I think I read in the paper this morning that the New York Times is suing the Department of Justice over free press. We have to have a free press. Without a free press, what do we have?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The whole
Where
point
does
of
it
the
end?
press is to be free.
Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're North Korea.
And that's, even going back to what Rochelle is doing with Lingua Franca, the slogans that she's putting out there for people, this is free press.
Yeah.
Right.
This is having a voice. This is using language and letters to communicate things with other people on either a subliminal level or on just the most obvious level. Like, yes, I am unbroken. I am unbroken. And I am proud of the fact that I can take that to my grave one day, that, of all the things that have happened to my people over generations and generations and generations, we are still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are still here.
Yes.
There aren't that many Jewish people left on the planet. And that's another thing that's kind of mind-boggling. Like, leave us alone. Like, you guys, how many billions of, Asian, Muslim, Catholic, Christian, Indian, Pakistani, like, there are billions and billions. There are not billions of Jewish people.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
There are some millions of Jewish people, but they're not billions. And so, like, you guys, we make
Give us a break.
good rugelach,
Oh my gosh.
we make good pastry and brisket. Like, don't you want a little more brisket?
Is that where that cookie came from?
So these cookies are from Factor's Deli. Okay, in Los Angeles. We had a screening
Can I
last
try one, please?
Yes. We had a screening last night in Los Angeles for Academy voters at the Metropolitan Theater screening room. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
And Susie Markowitz is one of the owners of Factor's Deli, and she made the most fantastic deli trays. We had little Reuben sandwiches and little lox and bagels, but the cookie tray was to die for. So that's why I had to bring you guys cookies
my
today.
God.
No,
Yeah.
wait, no. I want you to try the apricot one. There's probably one
Holy
in the
cow.
other bag.
Right.
It was so So good.
There's not one in there?
You
No,
might
I
be able
ate
to
2
order
of
from
them.
Factor's Deli. Who knows?
You ate 2
Who
of them?
knows?
I ate 2 of them.
Wow.
They were different shapes.
Holy
And I had
cow.
both.
So yummy.
They're
They're
so
so
good,
good.
aren't they? Delish.
I think you might be the first guest that brought us treats. So.
Well,
You're-
you know, I'm a Yenta, so I have to bring you treats. I have to bring you. I'm like Tevye the milkman. Did you know that the Yiddish Volksbühne Theater is bringing the Yiddish Fiddler on the Roof back to Los
Oh my
Angeles?
gosh, how cool is that?
It's amazing. And Joel Grey directed it.
Wait, so when is this happening?
So they had an incredibly successful run of Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish in New York City.
Wow, that's so cool.
At the Museum of Jewish Heritage. And it got extended and extended and extended. And I went to a concert version of it, I want to say a month or 2 ago at the Soroya Center. I think it's in just north of Los Angeles. I don't want to misname which town it's in. But I was like, okay, how is this going to work seeing it in Yiddish? And they do have subtitles. But the thing is, we all know Fiddler on the Roof so well that you don't even need to read the subtitles.
Sure.
Like
Yeah, you
it's
just know.
all in the essence and the behavior
Yeah.
of the characters that you understand everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And so I want to support the Yiddish Volksbühne Theater so much.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
So that, you know, I'm going to say this. Anyone who donates to the Weber Family Arts Foundation before December 31st, I have to talk to my board about this, but I will give a percentage of the proceeds of the Weber Family Arts Foundation's donations to the Yiddish Volksbühne Theater so that they can bring this production of Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish, directed by Joel Grey, to Los Angeles.
Oh God, I love it.
That's
You heard
how
it here first,
incredible.
guys.
That's how incredible this production is. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that does sound amazing. We'll have to go out for that one.
No, we will absolutely
Oh
be
my
going
gosh,
out for that one.
so incredibly good. It's so beautifully done. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. I think we have to wrap soon because we need to get you to airplane.
I know.
I'm really sad. I want to continue to hear more stories.
I mean, this was already so amazing, and I feel like I've learned even more from
Yeah.
just speaking to you for the short amount of time that we have.
Yeah, I feel so blessed and lucky to be like, you remember back in the old days and the DVD days when you had like the extended versions and
Yeah.
all the extra scenes. I feel like I'm getting a part of that right
Yeah.
now. Right? Like,
Well, now that we're friends,
Yes.
we'll have to get together.
Oh, please.
Outside of this and
come
just-
to Ojai. Come stay with us.
We'll go to the deli with you.
Yes, for sure. Ojai is a spiritual vortex.
Oh.
So we'll walk around and we'll go tree bathing.
Oh my gosh.
And
This
we'll
sounds
go do all the
amazing.
spiritual stuff and we'll play with singing bowls. And
How
I just love
fun.
all that stuff so much.
And I just want to learn more about you and your family. And like,
Oh.
seriously, thank you for doing this. Thank you for inspiring hope and really sticking with and like standing your ground on like, no, like I'm standing up for something and this is what it
Absolutely.
is. And everybody needs to be doing the same thing. There's not a lot of people like you. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, it is my pleasure. You know, not everybody can hide 7 children.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, even
extraordinary.
one is a lot.
Even one is a lot. So 7 is like mind blowing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But everyone can do something every single day for somebody else. Everybody. Everybody. So whatever that is that you can do for somebody else, holding a door open,
yeah, I was just going to say, opening
just
the door.
not honking.
yeah.
You know, whatever that little kind act of just being the best version of yourself that you can be, I think that's all we can hope for.
Yeah.
Grace,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
I mean, it's really that simple.
And whatever you do, watch Unbroken.
Yes, stream it
You
on
have
Netflix,
to watch
please.
it. It's
Okay,
so
yeah.
Thank you. And also follow us, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to do
Unbroken the
that.
Film. Unbroken the Film on Instagram, Unbroken the Film on Facebook, Unbroken the Film on YouTube. Please, please,
Unbroken
please
the
follow
Film.
us.
I think it's
please.
important to note again, and maybe I said it in the beginning, that there's a movie called Unbroken, but this is Unbroken, the documentary film, and you really got to look for the photo because it really stands out. And where else can we you have a YouTube page too, right?
Yes,
now?
Unbroken the Film.
yes.
Unbroken the Film everywhere.
on YouTube. And also, if like you can go to Beth Lane or Beth Lane Film, and that will take you to Unbroken the Film. But
Okay.
just go to Unbroken the Film,
Yeah.
and it will take you there. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity
Oh
to
my
meet
gosh.
both
Oh my
of you.
gosh.
I think what you're doing, I mean, you guys are upstanders. You know, you're hosting this incredible podcast. You're bringing people in. You know, we have right now. I'll just finish with this. As of August, I think we've streamed on Netflix over 1.5 million times. Okay. And
That's
let's
amazing.
just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's
Keep going, guys.
and how many audiences have we screened? Like live audiences in cinemas, brick and mortar cinemas. I mean, we just had 300 people in Kansas City like 2 weeks ago. And this is after being on Netflix. So people are coming back to the theater. They're coming back to the cinemas, brick and mortar theaters,
Amazing.
getting popcorn, sitting down, watching a movie in the dark with all of their friends and neighbors. It's so amazing. And so I've lost track of how many thousands of people have actually seen it in a theater because we've been to over 40 cities.
Oh, that must be so
and we're
special.
about to go overseas.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yes.
Has it been in Germany?
No, not yet. We haven't been to Germany
man.
yet. So we've been focusing on all of our domestic, and we had a wonderful distributor here in America, Greenwich Entertainment. Now we're working with Go-To Films out of Jerusalem. So we're going overseas.
Wow.
Holy
We're
cow.
excited to go to Germany. We've screened in Vienna, and we've screened in Ljubljana, Slovenia.
Wow.
I know, which is an amazing, amazing place. Well, there's a lot to say about that, but we do have to wrap. Next time we'll talk about Ljubljana, Slovenia.
Because we're gonna have you back as soon as your museum is open and you win the Academy Award. Because we want to debut that picture right here.
Let's manifest it. Let's manifest it,
Yeah, for
everybody.
sure.
Send us all the vibes.
It must be so special for your mom to see it on the big screen too.
It is.
Like, I mean, for you too, of course, but like, holy cow, like seeing, like, I can't even imagine, you know, a parent, like your mom being a part of that and just being like, we're in a movie theater right now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So awesome.
It is crazy.
So cool.
Yeah.
Give your mom our love, send her our love,
Yes, a
please.
big
Like,
hug.
Absolutely will. I will hug her. I'll hug Aunt Gertrude. I'll hug
yes,
Aunt Judy.
please.
Yes.
Your mom, they all do, but your mom seems so special. Like, and watching her, like the scenes between you guys too, or when you're in Germany and you're on like FaceTime with her
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
phone
Like,
call. That's
oh
a
my
special
freaking
moment.
God.
One of my favorite moments.
Oh, it's
I
the
love
best.
that.
Like you
Oh.
feel like you're part of your family then.
Thank
Like it's
you.
really like that's how strong it is. That moment is just so special. And God, I can't wait for more people to watch this. It's
Yes.
so fucking cool.
Watch
Thank you.
Unbroken the film.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get you back to your airplane so you can get back home and continue your journey with this film. Thank you
Oh
so
my gosh,
much, Beth.
Thank you for
much.
having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course. We'll see you when you come back with your Oscar.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
It's a plan.
Bye.